Hello. According to the Grand Challenge for Social Work, Stop Family Violence, one of the issues to address this challenge is everyday tragedy of violence in the American family. Intimate partner violence and child maltreatment often happens collectively and can forecast other practices of violence, with females being affected the most. The emotional, physical, and sexual abuse, along with economic manipulation and other forms of violence and abuse within family dynamics, carry short and long-term consequences, including bodily injury and the possibility of death. Hello, my name is Gabriella, and I am here to speak to you about family violence as a family tradition. I'm going to share a story with you about an 8-year-old named Gabriel from Palmdale, California. Gabriel's mom and her boyfriend inflicted physical violence towards this 8-year-old. Social workers were called by school officials and family members that lived outside the home for the social workers to investigate. Gabriel's mother and her boyfriend thought Gabriel was gay, so they would burn him with cigarette butts, punched him, shot him with a BB gun, would send him to school with a half-shaved head and bruises. Gabriel was taken from the home, but later returned to his mother. The case was closed. For 8 months, over 50 reports were made again to social workers to report abuse that was undocumented and unfounded, along with phone calls made to the police department concerning Gabriel's abuse. Gabriel's teacher made numerous phone calls citing his injuries, and during those 8 months, Gabriel suffered a fractured skull, broken ribs, BB gun pellets in his groin, burn marks on his body, and much more physical abuse to his body. Gabriel died from the injuries and wounds on May 24th, 2013. This is the worst case known of child abuse in the United States of America. Is family violence a family tradition? Where does one learn such behavior? The goal for this grand challenge, Stop Family Violence, is to promote violence-free and healthy relationships among partners and between families, to bring a reduction of about 50% of gender-based violence and child maltreatment within the next 10 years. These are several steps that are essential to address the challenge. The first one: engagement and collaboration between practitioners, researchers, and policymakers. The second one: the partnerships start with linking data systems in healthcare, the criminal justice, and other social services. The third one: to increase support for evidence-based prevention and intervention programs to decrease the underlying inequalities that continue the abuse within the family. The fourth one: connect healthcare resources to improve brief education screening, referrals from primary doctors, expansion of home visits, parent education workshops, and a more comprehensive approach to culturally relevant information on intimate partner violence and child abuse responses. The next one: to build healthy relationship between parents and violence-free teens, which will impact social norms and nurture safety in the family and community. And the last one: to increase federal funding for prevention and intervention activities, including errors to reduce the structural inequalities to perpetuate gender-based violence. What would it mean to Gabriel to implement this grand challenge? If there was a system in place to allow all agencies to track all reports and documents, to effectively communicate with one another concerning any report of child abuse, it might have saved Gabriel's life. When we address the root of violence tradition within a family, we have fewer kids dying in the hands of a caregiver that should have been protected from them and from this harsh world. Will you join me in this grand challenge to stop family violence? Thank you.